Hello folks, how are we doing? Yes, we are back again in our syntax class. You could recall the last time we were talking about the basics and the fundamentals that actually guide the syntax. Now last time we spoke about the two basic rules and regulations that informs the study of syntax. And we come to say that there are two rules. The two rules are the base rule and the transformational rules. Okay? So we talked at length. There was a lofty class, okay, based on such explanation. All right. Today we'll continue from there to see how far we can go for today. Now, if you check the board, you see a construction, okay? You see a construction. Now, what we have here is they came to my house yesterday. They came to my house yesterday. Now, we want to know if this construction is a sentence or a phrase. Okay. Now, the two major components of a sentence is subject and the predicate. Now, there are only two word classes that constitute the subject, and they are noun and pronoun. Okay. Now, they here, okay, serves as a pronoun. Now, they is a subject. Why? Because it can perform action. Now, came is the verb here. Okay? So, from came downwards, okay, it makes up what they call the predicate. Okay? Now, came, see, being a verb, that means for predicates, the verb makes up the predicate. Okay? From the verb downwards marks the predicate. That's why we have predicate here. Therefore, it becomes a verb phrase. Are you with me? Good. Now, having said that, we can easily construct a tree diagram that will suit this, this format. Okay. Since we have concluded that it's a sentence, we can commence our tree diagram. Of course, we are going to start this form. Now, this is what we have here is S. S here means sentence. All right? Now, there are two major constituents of a sentence, and they are NP and VP. This is NP, this is a VP. The NP means noun phrase, while the VP means verb phrase, okay? Then, at this point, you have your aux. The aux stands for auxiliary. Auxiliary here means the auxiliary verbs. Okay? Means auxiliary. Now, under the auxiliary, it has so many constituents that is umbrellas. Now, for example, we have the tense. The tense is the most compulsory element of the aux. We have the modal, which stands for the modal verb. All right? So, the modal verb also is embedded in what? In the aux. All right? Then we have the aspect. The aspect is made up of the prog, that is what? That's the progressive tense, okay, and the perfect tense. When they are being juxtaposed, they are under the what? The path. Okay? Alright. So, having said that, the NP here, once we get the NP, which is they, okay, is pronoun. Okay? The NP, which is here, they, is a pronoun. So, saying that means this they will come under here. That's the end product of this. Now, the bone of contention is resided here. We have to look for a way to bifurcate this into smaller constituents, into units, for easy explication. All right. So, from here, we break from here down to here. Are you following me? Now, from here down to this spot is a phrase. What kind of phrase is this? This is a PP. It's called a propositional phrase. It's a PP. All right. Now, it will be easier for us to break it down. Let's go back to the tense. Of course, tense is the most compulsory aspect of a tree diagram. So what's the tense? This came. Came is the past form. That means there will be a past verb. So to indicate the past, we have to put PS, PST. PST symbolizes past tense. All right? Now, good. Now, this came that is here, we have to draw out the verb at this spot. Remember what we said before, that the verb starts the predicate. Now, because we have indicated that this came is a past form at this spot. Now, when coming to draw the verb, okay, we don't need to bring back this past form here any longer. What do? We transmogrify. We change this to what? To the present form. It becomes come. All together? Good. It becomes come. Why? Because we have indicated here that this came here is past. Okay? Therefore, here we have what? Come. That means the verb will change from the past to what? To the present form. Now, having said this, remember what I said before, that here is the PP. Okay? This is the PP. That original phrase, to my house. So that means at this spot, we'll have PP. Of course, you ask me, how do you get the PP? Now, PP standing for propositional phrase implies that it's a phrase, okay, that has a consonant of a preposition as its head word. That means the head of a PP is what is a preposition. Okay? That means the preposition begins a PP phrase. Therefore, we have to draw this. So come down. Okay, two. Two is a what? Is a preposition, right? We have to put P here. The P symbolizes preposition. That is for two. I would get them. Now, within the preposition, there is an MP. Okay, within the preposition. The MP there is what? Is my house. Now, that's to tell us that what? That majorly, most times we encounter prepositional phrase, there are usually undertones of MPs embedded within. That means most prepositional phrases, they have MPs, that is noun phrases within them. Alright, so my house is a noun phrase, okay, that is being umbrellaed by what? By the PP. Okay, so we have to draw this. Then becomes an MP. How there? My house, okay? My house. Alright, my house becomes an MP, okay? Now, yesterday. Now, yesterday, most people might likely say it now. Yes. But based on its function, it's no longer a noun in this context here. It's now functioning as well as an adverb. Now, in respect to tree diagrams, the rules and regulation, okay, stipulates that if you have adverb like this, they function as adjunct. Okay? Now, of course, this is an adverb of time. What? It symbolizes what? Time. We call it adverb of time. Therefore, it becomes an adjunct in this context. Why? Because we're working with a tree diagram. Therefore, we now symbolize this yesterday as what? As an adjunct with an A. Okay? With an A. Alright, back to what we were discussing before. So the P here, which is these two, will be written down as what? As 2. Then the MP, my house, okay? They'll have what? The terminal, and we'll have what? And we'll have N. Of course, some of you are, in fact, you are so acclimatized with my as pronoun. Of course, my is a pronoun. Okay, it's a pronoun and it's still a possessive adjective. But when we are working on tree diagrams, we don't look at the definition of word classes based on what they are. We look at the functionality. What do they function as in the context? The contextual use. What is the function? So in this case, because my is appearing before a noun, now it has lost its function as a pronoun. Hence, it becomes a determiner because what it's appearing, okay, in the same environment with a noun. Okay, so therefore, in fact, look at it now. You can see the proximity between it and what? And this. Therefore, it is qualifying this noun. So it has stopped being a what? A pronoun. At this point, it's a determiner. Therefore, I'll put my determiner here as my. Okay. Then now, the house is a noun. So which you have house. Okay. Like we said before, yeah, yesterday is an adjunct. Of course, in adjunct, you just put only A. The A stands as well as the adjunct. You have your today. Okay? That makes it up for what? For the construction of what? Of these tree diagram. Is that clear? All right. So let's look at other kind of constructions that can make it true. So if we have something like this, death of a salesman. All right? Death of a salesman. Now I want to check, what kind of construction is this? Does this qualify for a phrase or a clause? Good. Now, how do we know if it's a phrase or a clause? It's simple. Like we said before, that the first thing to check is to know if we have the subject and the predicates. All right? It's to know if we can partition into subject and predicates. Is that clear? But in such case like this construction, it becomes very difficult, okay, if not arcane and nebulous, for us to try to what? Bifurcate this into subject and what? And the predicates. So it can't work. Why? Because what? Because we can't divide this. So it stands as a unit. This is a unit. It's an MP. It can't be broken down into subject and predicates. It's an MP. Therefore, the construction becomes NP. Is that clear? Good. So we have to look for a way to partition these things. Okay, we have to break it down into smaller units in which we won't have any other adjournments. All right. So when we start from this, we are getting our n. What's the n? The n is death. Okay. So put it down. Death is the n. That's now. So from here down, okay, is a PP. Why? It's a prepositional phrase because it started with a preposition. Like we said before, that what signals, what the marker of a prepositional phrase is a preposition itself, starting that construction. Is that clear? So, of started this construction. So from here, okay, here down is what? Is a PP. Okay? So we have our what? Our PP. Okay? Now, within the PP, we have to still break down within the PP. Of course, if we go further to bifurcate down, we see that the of here is what? Is P. That's the of. Is P. So a salesman is an MP. Is that clear? Okay. So we have to break this further. We have the terminal. What is terminal? Terminal is what? Is A. Is that clear? Terminal is A. All right. So salesman becomes the noun. So A stands as the terminal. Then salesman becomes the noun. Salesman. Now, there are some jargons about syntax in which you need to understand and get so acquainted with. Okay, now, based on the technicalities that govern syntax as a curse, this is called a construction in syntax. It's called a construction. So still, we can still call it what? The mother node. Okay? It's called the mother node. If it's called the mother node, that means these ones here, okay, they are called what? They are called sisters. That's N and PP. Now, what relates both of them is called sisterhood. The relationship is called sisterhood. Out there. Now, besides that, still, this still explains what we call precedence and dominance. Now, NP dominates N and PP. It's called the principle of what? Of dominance in syntax. Okay? NP dominates, that means NP what? NP actually engulfs. Okay? It encompasses N and PP. Okay? It umbrellas them like a mother. What a mother does. Okay? So they are under its umbrella. So that means NP is dominating N and what? And PP. Now, we have to say explain what they call precedence. Precedence means a relationship between sisterhood. That sisterhood relationship is called precedence. That means N, okay, precedes what? Precedes PP. So in that way, we say the relationship between N and PP is called sisterhood. All right, NP, N, PP, P, and NP, they are called preterminal nodes. What did I say? They are called what? Preterminal nodes. Okay? Why are they called preterminal nodes? Because they are symbolized. They are written in symbols. Okay? Now, the terminal nodes are the ones written in what? In letters, like def, alf, a, salesman. Okay? They are called terminal because, in fact, terminal means what means the end position. So that's what they call the terminal node. Okay? So we can ascribe this to that. All right. Let's push on. Okay, so we have got that of an MP. Let's go further to other constructions and check our progress. What do we say? What do we say Charles is handsome? Charles is handsome. What kind of question is this? Charles is handsome. Of course, this is a sentence, right? Because we can break it to MP and what? And VP, isn't it? So that means here we have the subject and what? And the predicates. Okay? So let's go further. S, that is MP, VP, isn't it? We can break. Okay? But please, in your examination or when writing it as a formal context, okay, don't break it down. What I mean break, the breaking there has to be done within your subconscious, okay? So don't bring it up, don't make it physical, okay? Do you understand? So MP is Charles, which is the noun. So here becomes what? Become Charles. Then we have our ox. What's the tense? The tense is what? Is, which is present. Okay, we use press to indicate what? Present. Is that clear? So now we have our V. What's the V? The V is the verb here, is, isn't it? So the is comes down. That's the is. Good. Handsome. Handsome is actually an adjective. But based on its function in this context, it becomes a complement. Okay? I said handsome is an adjective, okay? But based on this function here, in this context, it becomes a complement. Therefore, we'll indicate it here as a complement. Then we'll have our what? Handsome. It looks simple, right? Good. So, we have to keep practicing. Pushing further, there are other kind of constructions which we want to check to see how such tree diagrams can be drawn. Look at this. If I am singing in the room, what do you have here? I am singing in the room. Is that clear? Now, this qualifies as a sentence, isn't it? Because we can break it down into certain predicates, isn't it? That's I. Okay? So we have the S. The S, of course, is the sentence. Then the I is the MP. Of course, we have our ox. Then we have our VP, isn't it? Okay? The MP here, the I, serves as a pronoun. So it becomes pronoun. So the I will be written. Of course, the I. So now the ox, which is the auxiliary, in this case, there are two verbs embedded here. Okay? Am and what? And singing. Is that clear? Good. So am is part of the be verbs. The be verbs are 8 in numbers. Alright? There are 8 numbers. Is, was, be, been, etc. So the am is one of them. Now, there's a rule in the English language which stipulates that whenever two verbs are juxtaposed in a sentence, okay, now it holds that one of the verbs stands as auxiliary. The word auxiliary means what? It means helping, assist. Okay, so when two verbs are conjoined together in this particular sentence, that one of the verbs is serving as a helping verb to the other. Good. So in this case, I'm saying that there are two verbs. Am here is serving as what? As a primary auxiliary verb. So am is assisting singing to what? To exude and portray sense. Okay? So am is assisting singing to what? To show sense. That means if we obliterate am from this construction, when we obliterate it from here, we discover that what? This sentence will sound very clumsy. Why? Because we are exempting am from here. Hence, if you read, I singing in the room, my day, makes no sense, right? Good. So that means am has in fact, has a huge relevance. It has a huge role which it plays within this construction. In this case, am is serving as a helping verb to singing. So am is the auxiliary verb. While singing is what? Singing is a lexical verb. What lexical verb? Lexical verbs are verbs that portray action. Okay? Lexical verbs are verbs that show action. What do I mean by that? For instance, if I do like this, what does this mean? That means I'm what? I'm kicking, isn't it? I'm kicking. Now, that means kick. The word kick, K-I-C-K. The word kick is what? Is a lexical verb. Okay? When I do like this, what am I doing? I'm looking or I'm staring at someone, right? So because I'm staring, the word stare is what? Is a lexical verb. It shows action. So lexical verbs are verbs that show action. But am does not portray action. Am doesn't portray action. Am shows what? It shows a state of being. It doesn't show a state of action. Alright? That's how we call it what? An auxiliary verb. To what? To singing. Hence, what do we have here? I am singing in the room. Good. Then is the tense. What about the tense? The tense starts from the first verb. Am is what? Am is the present verb. Hence, here becomes what? Here becomes press. Is that clear? So, singing in the room. Good. Look at this very well. In the auxiliary, because we have two verbs here, there are two elements that will actually spring out from the auxiliary. So that means the auxiliary will give back to what? To two elements. Good. So singing, in this case, we have singing here, right? That means at this spot, we have what they call prog. Okay? Prog here is the short form of saying progressive tense. Okay? Progressive tense. Look at this. It might look complex, but pay attention. Look at this ing. The element of this ing, which is the ing shows progression. That means the ing means instead of something happening at that point in time, it shows progression. Okay, so ing, now in the syntactic rule, okay, this ing here, okay, in fact it goes back to the host verb. This is the host verb. It goes back to the host verb here. That implies that what? That there are some transformations that were done that made us to arrive at this in syntax. Okay, to make it easier for us to understand, the ing form that we have here was being hosted by what? By am. That means this am here is seen as what? As a be verb. What do we indicate it here? Be verb. Do you understand what I'm saying? The be. The am, like I said, is what? Is be. Like the be verb is what? Is the umbrella term for all the be verbs. So am is among the be verbs. The be verbs have the words is, are, am, were, being, etc. Good. Because am is taken as the be verb now, this element of ing will bring it here. It becomes this. Now, when we extrapolate this ing from here, when we will expunge it from singing, that means sing will be left with nothing, right? So what I'm saying, when we take ing off from here, it remains only sing, isn't it? Hence, the verb here, this is the verb. The verb will be sing. Is that clear? The verb will be sing. Good. That means this verb here will be sing here, sing. So this is in the room is a PP. That's prepositional phrase. All right. So the in is what? Is the P, while the room is what? Is the MP. In is what? So we have the terminal, Okay, are you following? Determiner. Determiner is what? V. And what do you have here? N as what? So here will become the V that we have there. So we have room. Exactly. It looks complex, right? Just give it a shot. Give it a shot. You see that it's not as complex as what? As you think it actually is. Okay? It's not as complex as you think it actually is. Okay. All right. That's the much we can take for this class. If you still have your questions, you can throw your questions to us, and we'll see a way of answering that. All right? So keep practicing. I'm sure you will do well at it. See you next time.